See, I'll keep asking for this one. And asking for this one. This is probably the most... I would say probably one of the most requested, if not the most requested, older death battle out there. And honestly...
Prepare to be disappointed.
Well, I'm aware of Sabrewulf from Killer Instinct, and I've played a fair amount of Killer Instinct, not enough to be an expert or anything like that, but I know who Sabrewulf is. As for Jon Talbain, I know of him from Darkstalkers, although not the most popular character from Darkstalkers. No, that belongs to God's sakes, freaking keyboards malfunctioning again. Great. Come on, don't be a dick.
Seems like the battery's low on it or something.
Oh, no, the battery's good. I just charged it. Okay. Darkstalkers. Most popular of all is... Jesus Christ. There she is. Felicia.
I don't think that's accurate.
What?
I've never heard of her.
Oh, my God in heaven. Jon Talbain is also a very prominent character. I see him featured in a lot of different artwork when it comes to Darkstalkers. So, I
don't know jack about either of these series or either of these characters.
Gosh, I'm gonna have to start getting used to this. Actually, having this here, because it won't be too long when we'll be able to have it. So, all right. Death Battle did a video with Sabrewulf and Jon Talbain. Y'all know why y'all are here. Let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
Sir Thomas Browne once said, "Every man is his own greatest enemy, and as it were, his own executioner." For many, every day is a struggle to restrain the beast within.
Or else you might turn into a big old honkin' werewolf.
Such as Sabrewulf, the savage wolfman of Killer Instinct.
And Jon Talbain, the kung fu canine Darkstalker. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Deep in the heart of Germany's Black Forest lies the ruins of Sabrewulf Castle, home to a monster of unspeakable ferocity.
I mean, duh, it's called Sabrewulf Castle. What
Look
else do you
at that
expect?
animation.
But that monster used to be a man, Baron Conrad von Sabrewulf. Once an aristocrat of wealth and status, his life would drastically change the day he discovered a secret laboratory deep within the castle's bowels.
He stumbled onto a treasure trove of monster hunting weapons and relics straight out of his family's secret history.
Including a mysterious large claw, which he accidentally cut himself on. Upon the light of the next full moon, the Baron transformed into...
A vampire!
No,
No.
a werewolf. This is the werewolf episode.
Come on,
Way to go,
Wiz.
goofball.
Spooky castle in the middle of nowhere, a weird cursed artifact. He's got Vaughn in his name. This is totally a vampire backstory.
Now, that's for next year. On that night,
I get that reference. That reference was to Alucard versus Dio.
Baron Sabrewulf became a bloodthirsty beast.
You know, the name really screwed him from the start there. Almost like it was destiny.
Well, originating as early as classical antiquity, the fable of men turning into wolves under a full moon is a staple of European folklore. Real-life victims of so-called lycanthropy most likely suffered from porphyria, hypertrichosis, or rabies.
Sabi rampaged all over the country, killing everyone he found. Because as a big hairy demon dog, being a werewolf means your strength, speed, and tough hide are off the charts. Oh, and it makes you great at basketball.
With his razor-sharp
Only if you're played by Michael J. Fox.
claws, Sabrewulf can easily tear through solid steel. Also, any one of his cuts can potentially pass his curse to new victims.
But he's pretty happy using those claws to brutally rush down any foe.
With a howl to the sky, Sabrewulf can amp himself up, or tap into his killer instinct to enter a feral rage. In this state, any sense of shame or repression is eliminated as he truly becomes a mindless monster. It also increases his chip damage and allows him to cancel auto doubles into other auto.
Yeah, it makes him even more stronger and faster. We get it.
And to top it off, he can summon bats that are on fire. Gotta be honest, not sure where this one comes from.
He's a
Sounds
vampire.
vampire to me.
Called it.
After a night of painting the town red with blood, Sabrewulf awoke to the nightmare that would be the rest of his life.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly a fan of the whole werewolf thing, so he did anything he could to stop being a full moon furry. But science and magic couldn't cut it.
He descended into madness, but eventually found a possible savior. Your friendly neighborhood soul-crushing megacorporation, Ultratech.
AKA Evil Walmart. Or just Walmart.
Ultratech promised Sabrewulf a cure for his lycanthropy. But in reality, their experiments only gave him cybernetic implants in his arms.
Cool!
And extended his werewolf form to last indefinitely.
Oh. Also cool?
But Sabrewulf was none the wiser. In return for a cure that would never come, he agreed to fight on Ultratech's behalf in their Killer Instinct tournament.
What a goober! This moron ran around a creepy castle, bumped into something sharp like a dumbass, and now he might not even be potty trained? Then he got duped by the most obviously evil company ever to ruin his life even more! This guy's either the unluckiest schmuck on the planet, or just high off his ass on opium.
Actually, he was dangerously addicted to opiates for a time, which only drove him further into madness.
Wow, this guy's life sucks.
Regardless,
Yes, it
Sabrewulf
does.
was a fierce competitor. Within the Killer Instinct tournament, he battled and defeated a Nez Perce warrior Thunder, the metallic super soldier Fulgor, and an actual dinosaur. He's certainly among a high tier of the competition.
Like Tusk, who can summon friggin' meteors out of the sky.
Based on how large this projectile is, its impact should be equivalent to over a kiloton of TNT.
Sure, Sabi can't magically call down space rocks, but he can survive a hit like that and dish it back. In the tournament, he won 17 fights in a row.
Until he met the warrior monk Jacob.
Protagonist, right? And he got his hairy cheeks glapped by an alien McFlurry named Glacius.
But even after the tournament, Sabrewulf proved strong enough to tear out his own cybernetic implants. While conducting experiments on him, Ultratech's android CEO Arya had noted that the older a werewolf gets, the more vicious and skilled it becomes, while the loss in strength and agility is negligible.
And he proved it in his rematch with Glacius. Who's the clapper of cheeks now, you projectile spamming snow cone?
Most impressive, considering Glacius once got the drop on Arya, whom, according to an official novella, can react within a nanosecond.
Holy crap! He's not just your average werewolf, he's a super werewolf! A fighting tournament ass kicker!
Though he will sadly always be on the hunt for a cure that doesn't exist, Sabrewulf is one of the most dangerous monsters and men to ever live.
Alright.
Welcome to the demon realm of Makai, a dimension inhabited by powerful beings known as Darkstalkers.
Basically, your classic Hollywood movie monsters mixed with anime powers.
Makai is ruled by several noble clans, including the Kroots, a family of beasts.
Like werewolves?
Including one prominent member, Baraba the Wolf Lord, who had a son named Galen.
Which means hungry wolf. Really thinking outside the box with that one, huh?
Perhaps he'd prefer his English name,
Jon
Jon
Talbain.
Talbain.
Yeah, but his dad is named a freaking Wolf Lord. That's so awesome it almost makes me forget he's a total deadbeat. Just like my dad. Did I say that out loud?
Things got worse. One of the Wolf Lord's enemies, the demon Jeddah, sent an assassin to kill John's mother.
Dick move. Moms are off limits. Now a werewolf and an orphan, John...
Wait, hold on. Reluctant bestie to Felicia. Of
Mother.
course.
Dick move. Moms are off limits. Now a werewolf and an orphan, John grew up pretty pissed off at just about everything. Especially the humans that hunted him when he transformed.
In the light of a full moon, John can't help but embrace his Kroot's heritage. And under a red blood moon, he risks losing all sense of self and becoming a ravenous beast. John's story was about the same as any werewolves until he happened upon a man who was also half monster and who defeated John in combat.
With martial arts. Hell yeah. I keep telling people, the only way to solve violence is with a good pair of nunchucks.
Jon's new friend did not offer
Yeah.
violence,
Violence begets violence, but also violence can stop violence.
but control.
Especially if you're really good with nunchucks. It's not many
Yes.
people know how to fight against those.
Oh!
Jon accepted a life with his new sensei.
While we don't know for sure what fighting style he was trained in, based on the time period, location, and his stance, we can guess that he was learning Shotokan karate.
Inspired by Bushido and Zen Buddhism, Shotokan Karate's focus is on controlled calm, a strong defense, and a rejection of unnecessary violence. Basically the exact opposite of being a werewolf.
Well, sign me up for his doggy dojo, because I have no idea how all that Zen stuff translates to moves like his climb chaser and wild circular. Rejection of unnecessary violence? My ass. This dude's just showing off.
By embracing his werewolf speed, Jon can bash foes with his nunchaku and move so fast he appears to be in 2 places at once.
And by tapping into his inner energy, ki, Jon can perform the beast cannon and rocket around the room like a doggy meteor of pain. But that's nothing compared to the almighty dragon cannon. Oh yeah! So much for being Zen, right? That dragon can incinerate a whole wall.
Jon's training seemed to do the trick, until his master was killed by a group of bandits.
Where was your flaming dragon there, man?
Enraged yet again by the cruelty of mankind, but tempered by his master's compassion, Jon became conflicted over his role in a morally gray world, unwilling to fight, but always ready.
And by combining his martial arts skills with his natural werewolf powers, he became a wolf man to be reckoned with.
His razor-sharp claws can slice through steel, and even punch holes in powerful Darkstalkers like Lilith.
He's also got those great doggo senses, like super hearing and smell.
To demonstrate, I've modulated dummy senses up to the same degree as those of a wolf.
I see you find my frequent humiliation amusing.
Oh, I do. Oop.
In open climates, wolf ears can hear sounds up to 10 miles away.
Boomstick, somebody's outside stealing your dune buggy.
No, there. Wait, really?
And their sense of smell is over 100 times greater than that of a human's.
No good. The thief got away.
What did you smell that told you that?
Salt. Lots and lots of salt.
With nothing but grit and a
Damn.
thick layer of what I'm sure is unreasonably soft fur that you just want to scritch behind the ears, Jon has survived an onslaught of missiles from the Monster Hunter PB Hood. Wait. Who gave Little Red Riding Hood military-grade ordnance? I want to shake their hand.
We've seen Jon dodge bullets up close, but he's bragged about being as fast as light speed.
Sure, Jon.
And he can take down these 5,500-pound alien robots called Heat Souls, which can fly through outer space. Also, it's worth mentioning that Darkstalker society is broken up into different classes based on the strength and power of the individual.
Jon is a B-plus class Darkstalker, which is way above average, so it makes sense to compare him to other B-plus classers to gauge his limits.
Like Anacharis, who sank all of ancient Egypt underground.
Or QB, who could lift a massive beehive high above this castle.
Based on its size relative to the castle, this hive would have to weigh over 30 million tons.
That's like lifting over 300 aircraft carriers. And
That's
Jon's
a lot.
way more jacked than she is. And imagine getting stung by one of those bees.
Even with his amazing power, after decades of torment, Jon had resigned himself to a life of misery and solitude.
Until he met the cutest cat girl around. Now, we all know cats are usually super evil and Satan's presence on Earth, but Felicia taught him that
That's
Hey.
not true. I mean, look at this guy.
Look at him.
He's so sweet.
He is. Depends on the cat. There's some cats I met who are, like, literal spawns of Satan. But this cat, never. I would never use that to describe him. He is the softest boy. And so sweet.
humans actually aren't so bad. Wait. So years of martial arts discipline couldn't temper his bad side, but getting laid did? You know what? I believe it.
As far as we know.
Oh, I mean, it is known to clear the mind.
Oh, they're just friends.
Yeah, and I'm sure the internet could give you 34 good reasons why that's bullshit,
Oh,
Wiz.
Jesus.
Well, despite what DeviantArt thinks, Felicia would help Jon conquer his dark side.
Literally. Like, he literally fought his dark side and killed it. I always thought that was supposed to be, like, metaphor stuff, but I guess that isn't the weirdest thing we've talked about.
And with that victory, Jon finally claimed dominance over his monstrous identity and committed himself to a life of compassion.
But Jon will always be a Darkstalker. If he relapses, he'll be as deadly as ever.
There will always be a monster inside of him, just waiting to be let loose.
Existence with humans is impossible. That is why we are called Darkstalkers.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But speaking of howling in the middle of the night,
All right. Who you got? I think Jon Talbain because I would say mostly because of the speed, being like, him claiming to be faster than light speed. Also the strength one as well because of the hive and how big it is.
Yeah, some of those feats sound like they're probably outside of the realm of what they mentioned for the first one.
So
I think I'll just go with him because he's the more anime of the two.
yeah, don't get me wrong. I like Sabrewulf. I played as him a bit during my days whenever I used to play Killer Instinct. But yeah, I got to give it to Jon Talbain on this one. At least that's how I feel. Anyway.
Forgive me.
I have no forgiveness left, monster.
Damn, the music.
Yeah. Oh man, there you go. Oh!
Ouch.
See you taste enticing.
Bats. There you go. Pull out the nunchucks. Oh, there it goes. Uh-oh. Blood red moon. Oh. They're just gonna rip each other to pieces.
Not like him.
Oh no!
No way.
Not like this.
Oh!
I'm no monster, but tonight I'll make an exception.
Oh!
Got him.
Winner, Jon Talbain.
KO!
Wiz, I think I need to see a therapist. You tell them how awesome that was.
Sabrewulf was a ferocious foe, but Jon had a lot going for him in most regards. For instance, Jon was trained in genuine martial arts.
To be honest, I like the music way better than the actual like fight this time.
You have to look up what that music is.
It was a kick-ass song. It even had like a badass like riff at the end there, like.
Wolf relied
You're definitely gonna have to look up what that is.
entirely on instinct.
You mean killer instinct, eh? You're no fun. But hey, remember how Sabi defeated Glacius, who attacked Arya in less than a nanosecond?
Technically, that put Sabrewulf's reaction capability well within light speed, which Jon claimed he could match.
But that was just bragging, right?
Hardly. Those Huitzel units Jon fought were capable of flying across the galaxy, hundreds of millions of light years in only a short time. This is important because fellow Darkstalkers Morgan and Dimitri have intercepted Huitzels in mid-flight combat.
Yeah, those two are A-classers, but B-plus Darkstalkers like Jon have kept up with the higher classes in speed plenty of times. Hell, BB Hood can, and she's a C-class.
When it comes to the Darkstalker class system, speed is much less a factor than power and energy levels. To be frank, even if Jon was half Morgan's speed, he'd still be faster than Sabrewulf. So, if anything, he wasn't bragging enough.
He was way stronger, too. QB's also a B-plus Darkstalker, and
Yeah.
she lifted that 30 million ton beehive. Way more than anything Sabrewulf can pull off. And when it came to ranged options, I think a Flaming Inferno Key Dragon beats out a lone discount fire bat any day.
While his application is different, we can gauge the level of ki Jon has at his disposal by factoring Anakaris sinking all of Egypt.
So the only logical thing to do was measure the total weight of ancient Egypt. No, really. We did that.
Most buildings in the period were made of clay bricks and about 4.3 meters tall. Adding the known volume of the pyramids and considering additional land, we determined Anakaris' ki had to be strong enough to move a civilization weighing over 1.2 trillion tons.
And that's not even counting all the people or cats. They had a shitload of cats. Now that sounds crazy for an old school horror monster like a mummy or a werewolf, but Darkstalkers aren't quite like the classics.
At this fight's core, though, Jon won because of the kind of werewolf he was. Through years of struggle, Sabrewulf never found any means to tame his savagery, while Jon had successfully managed to regulate his wild side, giving a level of precision, skill, and control the poor Baron couldn't even begin to understand. Sabrewulf was vicious and unrelenting, but Jon had the training, the power, and, yes, the flaming Inferno Dragons to score a brutal victory.
Brutal doesn't even cut it. I mean, how much blood was that? You know, it had to be at least a gallon.
The winner is Jon Talbain.
Thanks for watching this.
Oh gosh. Okay, so where are you? Where are you? Blood Moon. That's the name of by Brandon Yates. Blood Moon by Brandon Yates. Okay, cool. That's all right. So that was a good death battle, man. I'm glad we were able to watch that because that was a lot of fun. Oh gosh, I really love the fact that we we're going back to these and we're giving them a chance. The reason why I don't think we watch this is because neither of us really had any depth on the full story of Sabrewulf or Jon Talbain.
When I saw it pop up, I was just like, well, I have no interest in that. So.
Well, at least you got a good song out of it, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, this was a good one. I'm glad that we were able to watch it. But I think we're gonna end it here, everybody. This once again was Sabrewulf versus Jon Talbain, Killer Instinct versus Darkstalkers Death Battle. If you want to see more from Death Battle, feel free to click their name in the title of the video. And if you want to see more from us, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. And until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick, and this is Bilbo.
Yeah. And y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.